Hey guys, welcome back to Debt of Gratitude. This is Jess, and today Kat and I are going to be going over side hustle jobs versus side hustle businesses. Let's jump right into side hustle businesses, where I'll be going over the pros, cons, some examples, and some resources for you if you're interested in starting your own business. First, let's go over what a side hustle business is compared to a side hustle job. In a side hustle job, you're typically working for someone else. But in a side hustle business, you are typically your own boss, which means there are a lot of perks, but also a lot of responsibilities that come with that. Here are 10 pros and cons to starting a side hustle business. Number 1, you get to work your own schedule. 2, often you can get paid really fast. Number 3, you get to be your own boss, call the shots, and decide what duties and responsibilities you take on. 4, most likely you're working your passion, or at least something you're extremely talented at. 5, you get to meet new people and network in order to grow that business and profit. Number 6, this looks great on your resume. Number 7, you can often transition your business into becoming your full-time job. Number 8, you can work as much or as little as desired, and also decide if that's only on weekends, only on weekdays, etc. Number 9, often you can work from home, which makes it so much easier if you are a single or stay-at-home parent to make a second income. And 10th, of course, this is a second income stream, and any extra income is still better than none. Now for the 10 cons. First, the income can be pretty inconsistent running your own side hustle business. It's also going to be slower when you first start up. Second, wear and tear on your car if you are doing more of a DoorDash side hustle business or anything that involves driving, that can definitely take a toll on your vehicle and be very expensive. Number 3, startup costs can be extremely expensive depending on the craft or the business that you are trying to start. Number 4 is taxes. Depending on the state that you live in, it can be more or less difficult to file your taxes, or you may have to file those more often. Number 5, you definitely need to make sure you look into any laws in your state, depending on what you're trying to sell, especially if that involves food or anything having to do with children. Number 6, you may also need to purchase extra insurance depending on what the business is. Number 7, oftentimes there's even more inconsistencies and inconsistent income. You have inconsistent hours most likely, or an inconsistent location. Number 8, running a side hustle business can be pretty time consuming because oftentimes you are your only employee and you're having to do every aspect of running that business yourself. Number 9, oftentimes a side hustle business is run from home, and it can actually be more difficult if you have children at home in order to get that work done. And number 10, depending on what you're selling, it can be really difficult to build an audience or build that audience up very quickly in order to turn a profit. Some examples of a side hustle business are starting your own Etsy store, being a dog or pet sitter or a house sitter, doing babysitting or tutoring, doing DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, Instacart, Postmates, etc. Are kind of this weird in-between, because while you are working your own schedule and can work as much or as little as you want, you don't get to determine your own wages, as those are determined by the platform that you are working for. If you are interested in starting your own side hustle business, there are some great resources out there. One in particular is the Christy Wright Business Boutique Facebook group. You can find that just by searching on Facebook or by looking on Christy Wright's social media. Also, if you are an artist and you use Twitter or Instagram, looking up certain art hashtags can help you to network and learn from those other businesses. And 3, just lots of Facebook groups, whether that's a Dave Ramsey Facebook group or anything else related to your craft or business. There are tons of groups out there that are willing to help coach and mentor you into starting your own side hustle. And now Kat is going to go into side hustle jobs.
Hi there, it's Kat. Earlier you heard about side businesses, so I'm here to talk about side jobs and give you pros and cons and resources and examples. But first, what is it? It is a non-primary job that you work to make some earnings. And some of the characteristics are that you have a set schedule or shift, you're probably working for someone else, and you have a consistent hourly rate or set earnings. So I'm here to show you some of the pros and cons. Starting with the pros, jobs are just a lot easier to find. You can go on DoorDash, your local community pages, or even ask a friend around. And there's a lot of different options. You can get a side job from doing DoorDash to working at a pizza place, babysitting. There's just a lot of different flexibilities around that. And then it's consistent pay. You probably have a set pay rate, whether it's hourly or by the job. And it's typically a set schedule, and so you know what to expect every week. As for the cons, you won't experience the same kind of exponential growth in your salary or your income as you may with a side business, but it is still an increase to your monthly take-home income. And another thing is that it does take a lot of time because you are probably working an hourly rate. You're going to have to sacrifice some of the times during your week. And I also wrote not as flexible because oftentimes it's probably jobs that we are not passionate or in love with, but it is an income and we will take any side jobs to pay off our debt. So a quick personal story, I am personally not one of an entrepreneurial mindset, nor am I one to have a unique talent that requires a side business. I like to think of myself as an everyday jack of all trades. And so because of that, having a side job is really my strategy into paying off my debt. And so I wanted to share with you the way I did it and then also share with you a couple links that were helpful. So first thing I did was tell my friends and families that I'm looking for a side job. Not only does this allow more eyes and ears to look for opportunities for me, but also I was given the opportunity to work with my friend part-time, and it just was best case scenario. And then the second thing I would do, and I did, was look at local listings. So that was on Craigslist and Facebook marketplaces and just kind of whatever your community uses as a resources to find jobs. And then I also walked around my block and see what's close to my home that had help wanted sign. My third strategy is remote listings. Given the circumstances of the world, remote jobs are just a big player in the game. And I found a lot of places like Indeed, LinkedIn, idealist.org if you're into nonprofit. And then there's another one, I believe it's called remotejobs.com, that have great opportunities. These are usually jobs that are more administrative, data entry, web design, something that's really dependent on technology and having a computer and a good internet. And then the fourth thing I did is odd jobs. So these are typically one-time deal, quick money, that's over the weekend. It's not consistent, but a great way to increase your income. So I did babysitting, pet sitting, and house sitting, and I used resources such as care.com. However, you can do tutoring, and there's VIP Kids. There's a lot of resources, and I listed them all below in the description. So thank you so much for watching our video. We hope you learned something about side businesses and side jobs. And remember to like, comment, leave a question, and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.